What up, guys? It's Shani with Healing Elements, here to deliver another interpretation of a spirit animal energy. So this is the newest addition to my spirit animal playlist. If you guys want to take a look, there's almost 30 and I'm adding more additions constantly. If you have ever resonated with a specific animal totem or spirit animal before, perhaps I have done a video. You can always request in the comments new videos. Someone requested the dolphin and the bull, and I put them up the next week. So if you have a specific spirit animal that's on this list, perhaps take a listen to some of the interpretations and symbolism given by me on one of the videos and see if any of, what I interpret rings true or calls out to you or is significant in any way. Just trying to provide, of course, positivity, love and light always is my intent. So if you have not ever resonated with a specific spirit animal, maybe be just intuitively guided, is what I've been saying in these videos, to take a look at a couple, and perhaps you will be led and find your spirit animal and give you some food for thought and analogies and just a different way to look at things, right? So guys, again, this is all about the rabbit spirit animal. So this is notoriously a symbol of sexuality, definitely fertility and sexuality big time. If you think of the most common metaphor or example of this, one of them is the Playboy mansion that Hugh Hefner owns. All of the quote-unquote Playboy models in the magazines and around the house are called bunnies, Playboy bunnies, and they would dress up in these, sexual, very alluring, hot outfits with bunny ears. So it is for, centuries associated with sexuality and fertility and virility. Being sultry, being enigmatic, so sexy that you're enigmatic, attractiveness, very, very sexy individuals. And this can be, not so much all physical. This is like a way of which people are like, oh, damn, you're sexy. Even if they've just heard you on the phone, your personality, your aura, your soul, the rabbit spirit speaks of this energy, right? This magnetic, enigmatic, sexually drawn and attractive energy. Having externally alluring sex appeal also is a big trait. So no doubt that you are also incredibly, aesthetic to look at, beautiful to look at. It also is very, very symbolic with being clever. So cleverness and ingenuity, just being able to work out many problems at once. So a multitude of problems does not bog you down. You are able to provide unique solutions, creative, ways of going about things without being overwhelmed or feeling like it's burdenous. You actually prefer and like to take on bigger and bigger challenges. You are very ingenious with the way that you're able to solve riddles and puzzles, and that's even riddles and hardships that come into play in life. You are can be extremely unpredictable, when faced with a decision. So it's always anybody's guess which option that you're going to choose. It's never, a surefire thing. It is as if you really have to wait until sometimes the last minute to quote unquote be like a rabbit and hop into the direction that you want to go. Also, if you resonate with this spirit of the rabbit, you can come off as demure and modest. Modesty, even though you're incredibly sexual, again, enigmatic and seductive, this seductiveness is held again with the energy innately. It comes and springs from you no matter what you look like or what physical attributes or what you're wearing. So you really have a deep, soulful charm that creates this, attractiveness and alluring quality, but appreciate modesty. So you tend not to be flashy or wear flashy clothes. You tend to admire more conservative, classy type of looks and modesties, mirroring the pureness of the rabbit spirit, because a big, big symbolic meaning to the rabbit spirit animal and rabbit animal totem is pureness, being, something that means purity, and purity in a lot of senses, purity of everything. So that which is not polluted, basically is something that you represent, you look like, and you really feel that being modest in the way that you dress at times, or the way that you hold yourself, like a classy type of demeanor, is definitely symbolic to purity and the pureness and lightness of one's intent. That's the way that you believe. Also, rabbit spirit can often be preyed upon, just as they are a food source in the food chain in nature for many predators, as, weary and slow to trust as you are, many are almost obsessively attracted to you. So oftentimes you become a victim of, perhaps some sort of domination, or perhaps a situation which you're unfairly taken advantage of, quite literally preyed upon, even dealing with sexual abuse, or physical or sexual misconduct from others throughout your childhood or life, or in general, just being the person that is so magnetic, but also, modest, that it is almost like a bullseye for the dark agents of this world that want to inflict pain and negative emotional suffering on others. So that being said, there's many things that you can do to, protect yourself. But again, that goes, I had to say that regarding the rabbit spirit. Another, thing is, when you go down, quote unquote, the rabbit hole, okay, so, just like in Alice in Wonderland, when you really go down the rabbit hole and you start to have those mind blown moments, right? You may try and hide out and repel, right? This whole notion of finding out deeper and deeper and more, because when you tap into spirit at times after this exploration of certain deep subjects, some of which, may be scary or disturbing, to be honest, like paranormal activity, things like that, you truly feel like, wait a second, why did I go down the rabbit hole? I think I'm going to repel and not go down for a while. You really have that temperance and sense of, okay, I want to only know what I want to know when I want to know, right? Classically, also, the rabbit and the rabbit spirit is associated through the ages to signify good luck. As you know, or may not know, I'm an 80s baby, so many people used to have this fake rabbit's foot on their keychain, and it was a good luck charm. So definitely in, Chinese horoscope, zodiac, and in other, tribes and things like that, it is incredibly indicative of good luck. Seeing a rabbit, or just the essence of the rabbit, pure spirit, is good luck. So hence the old tradition of keeping that rabbit's foot as a charm for good luck and fortune. It was definitely something of Western culture, and also, I assume, around the world. And in many other beliefs, the rabbit spirit is, symbolic with prosperity. So, you really admire those, not more so than others, but you admire those who have climbed from the bottom of the ladder to the top and are prospering. You believe that everyone has this potential, and you believe that being prosperous is a form of purity and being whole. Of course, just as the saying goes, they conceived like rabbits. That leads me to the partner of, being so sexually attractive. It's very most commonly associated with rabbit spirit, animal energy, with being fertile, more so than just being able to produce. This is fertility on almost like an industrial scale. So, whether this means to reproduce your own young, or to produce and reproduce, positive outcomes, or to produce, efficient, job well done, projects that are done in the same form and fashion, you are constantly putting out and delivering and giving birth to what you need and what needs to stay on that assembly line, so to speak. So you give birth to that and all which is new. So again, children, or, birth new concepts even, and grow these ideas swiftly into healthy, prosperous outcomes This is something that is naturally one of your innate gifts. The rabbit spirit has heightened sensitivity as well. So, just like I said, you have the capability to go down the rabbit hole or pierce through the veil or just see, the dimensions or the sides of this existence, the afterlife, that others or other people don't choose to or are not able or willing, as I say, to tap into. So just picture the rabbit standing alert and tall in a field, ears erect, just so sensitive, tuned in. So you are very tuned in and observant that which is around you. So if one vibration you feel is out of whack, you alert others and pound your foot to do so. So whenever you sense that something ain't right, maybe you go out with friends or you're getting into something and you're really just saying, I don't know, I don't have a good feeling about this, like Han Solo would say in Star Wars, right? You're someone who is so sensitive to every single very slight and tiny vibration or, cue. You are then able to make, and the thud when the rabbit pounds on the ground, it's like a thud. It's not really a howl or a whistle. So maybe if you were not someone who is a rabbit, like one of your homies, if you were not somebody in the circle of trust, you probably would not get the warning, and all of your, herd or family members would get to safety by that specific warning that you give. So a tendency to definitely be very, very sensitive to the cues that people give you, and everything is done in cues. I mean, there are people who read body language, they read, handwriting to tell what kind of mood or emotional state somebody was in. So you are someone who believes that you can pick up on anything, even the blink of an eye or, the way in which the body language is speaking to you. Also, the rabbit spirit animal is a sign of purity in love as well. So purity within love, faithfulness, basically. You definitely respect people and you respect relationships that remain faithfully committed. You're definitely not a philanderer, and it turns your stomach, in that case, to see those who had such an opportunity to, have pure love, and it, affects you, makes you disappointed when, you see that somebody has been unfaithful to the other, because you feel that it is now, tainted or put some sort of stain within that vibrational connection. You really believe that there should be a purity and integrity of the highest degree within love. You most likely possess mystical, definitely, and magical attributes as well, able to disappear and reappear out of the magician's hat at will, and as an analogy, just able to disappear and appear down into your den and your rabbit hole, come back on the scene, and it is so expected from you coming and going like that, just like you are in decisions, very unpredictable. People are accustomed to that and don't really give you a bad time about that. Something that the rabbit spirit animal people should be careful about is not to move too fast. So be careful not to just move too swiftly. After all, rabbits, hares, are extremely speedy. You may be running out of energy too quickly in this case if you are acting too hasty or get flustered because you're rushing, right? Picture the rabbit from Alice in Wonderland again. That chaotic, rushed, anxious, worried energy. I'm late for a very important date. And he's just so rushed, he does not absorb anything and is not present to any of the experiences that Alice is, right? Slow down is the recommendation for those of you who resonate. Slow down and don't second guess yourself and the process in these waiting periods. Rabbit spirit really symbolizes to test and to question everything as well. So very scientific. You could be into physics. Albert Einstein. Don't know what spirit animal he resonated with, if any, but he was a Pisces on my birthday. Shout out March 14th. Test and question everything. Give a hypothesis, but put it through a rigorous amount of testing before you make a conclusion. And rabbit spirit symbolizes also the test results are also to be questioned, right? So, you know, it's a work in progress. Knowing something in concrete is something that you know, definitely don't adhere to or agree with. Also leading me into the last trait or theme associated with the rabbit spirit animal energy. And I'll leave off with this last point. You have a tendency to second guess people as well, to test and question, you know, people as you do everything, even the test results. So, you know, you can perhaps be hesitant or second guess offers of charity or just, you know, acts of generosity given to you. You know, you can question the intent of people or the stability of your personal relationships. You question whether or not the relationship is as pure as you view it to be, or just everything in general is always a puzzle piece to you, and not in a paranoid way. It's a very scientific, again, professor type of test, question, repeat, test, and gather hypothesis type of attitude, right? You prefer to just have solid proof about what a person, place, or thing truly is and what their intention is. And if they're aligned with integrity or matched in vibrational energy to you of purity, right? Before you invest into it. And that can be an extremely beautiful, wise trait to possess, right, guys? So again, you guys, I wish you nothing but appreciation wholeheartedly for all the support, all the views, everything that you are as far as just being here in this physical existence right now during this global awakening and these very, very challenging times. So you guys, this was all about the rabbit spirit animal, and I wish you nothing but blessings, love, and light.